Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Irdiansyah Zakaria Rachman from 9.5. Today I want to do my IT task for this week. Okay. I will never forget the first time I met our new contact from Electronic. One of our top 5 customers. I had traveled to their office to meet him in person, talk about the hours of our companies together, and define and share vision of our future cooperation. I want to focus on building a good relationship with him, which would be a good foundation for working together. So when we met, I wanted to make a good impression and also show him respect. I greeted him with a handshake and addressed him by his surname. When I put my hand out, I realized that he had been moving in to give me a hug. So we did an awkward mixture of to also when I greeted him by his surname, he responded repeatedly. So he used my first name. I was called a little uncomfortable. In this situation, I guess I made assumption about the level of formality the expected even though he had never met me before. He knew our two companies he been doing business with each other over years and want to build on that history by being less formal with me from the beginning. The real learning here for me was that it should not assume we all have the same ideas about meeting people for the first time. B. I will never work with a virtual team on the international project before. It was quite exciting to also change the challenge to work with people from different countries, many of whom I would never actually get to meet in person. There are a lot of things that were different about working in the same office, and it was quite challenging at the beginning. For example, there were different time zones, different it system, and even different local regulation which inspected on what each person was allowed to or able to do for the project. There were also international differences such as different way of working approach to deadline and when to reply to email, and we should not forget the fact that English was the project language and that most people on the team had to work in a language which was not their first. A positive of this was that it meant that everyone, including native English speakers, had to make the effort to communicate clearly and clarify their own and everyone else's understanding. To help us all get on the same page, we defined two communication norms and the rules the team would follow, as well as the meeting dates and deadline. We laid this all out in document called a team or project charter. This was really useful and in and project was a great success. I'm looking forward to working on my next international project. See, I went through a bit of a rough patch last year and work I was already committed to too much, and then we lost a team member through restructuring and I quickly become overloaded. This led to me doing too much overtime and feeling very stressed. My boss was really helpful, and she pushed back against the unrealistic target that had been set for our department. She also instructed me to SMART approach to goal setting. It's my acronym. SMART you should use it to create goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. I use this approach to deal with all the things that were overloading me. It helped me to prioritize some tasks to do some later and to drop some completely. I often use this approach now and I feel much more in control of my time and workload. D. Have you ever missed a flight or had one cancelled? I did. It happened to me last week. My flight home from a business trip was delayed on one day and we were told it was going to be delayed. That's always a risk, and each day the ground crew kept extending the delay until eventually they canceled the flight completely. They then told us to go back to the airport, the temperature area to talk to their agent who would organize hotels for everyone and rebook us or follow their flight. As soon as they made the announcement about the cancellation, I knew I had to think quickly as I thought to be likely the flight would have capacity to take everyone. From my cancelled flight, I hurried back to the airport and was one of the first to make it the test. That turned out to be a good idea as there were only 9 seats available to the flight the next morning. Everyone else had to fly to a different airport and then continue back to our destination airport in coach. Luckily, me right. So that's all for my Echitas. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.